In Chapter 4, the cracks, the mirage of paradise slowly fractures, and I begin to realize that even among free souls, ego, jealousy, and pain find their way in. The first sign of change was subtle, a silence that didn't feel peaceful anymore. The mornings at the commune began the same way. Yoga mats unrolled, coconut shells clinking, someone strumming a guitar. But the laughter had softened. The smiles were a little too rehearsed. Even the sea seemed to pull back, watching from a distance. I sensed it in the way people avoided eye contact, in the sudden whispers after dinner, in the way Sunaina began spending more time with the newcomers, the wild crowd who called themselves the drifters. I didn't ask. I told myself this was part of freedom. Everyone was allowed to float. But inside, a strange heaviness began to grow, as if the paradise I had built in my head was quietly beginning to melt. One evening during the weekly communal dinner, a fight broke out between two members, Thomas, a yoga instructor from Spain, and Ravi, a young Delhi artist. The argument was over money, who had used the commune's contribution jar to buy beer. The words spread like wildfire. Soon everyone was taking sides. I watched, stunned, as the peaceful souls I admired turned into ordinary, angry humans again, shouting, accusing, crying. But the scene shook me. I had left corporate life to escape politics, only to find it alive and well, in barefoot form. Later that night, when everyone had dispersed, I sat with Babu by the dying fire. I asked, "Is this what freedom looks like?" Babu replied, "Freedom doesn't kill ego, son. It only removes uniforms. People still bring their prisons with them." A week later, the storm truly arrived. A boy named Rishab, barely 20, had joined the commune from Mumbai, quiet, shy, full of poetry and pain. I had spoken to him a few times, even shared tea on the beach. One night, during a trance party, Rishab took something. Maybe LSD, maybe worse. By morning, he was trembling, pale, his lips blue. Rajiv rushed over. For a moment, the old corporate manager in me, the man who used to handle crises with precision, took over. I wrapped Rishab in a blanket, checked his pulse, shouted for water. I yelled, "Get a car, now!" The others panicked, circling, praying, weeping. I carried Rishab into a taxi myself, my arms shaking. The rain began to fall, sharp, heavy, unrelenting. Rajiv sat outside on the steps, soaked, staring at the dark horizon. Something inside me broke open again. Not the suffocating kind this time, but a slow, hollow crack that let light in. This wasn't the paradise I had imagined. It was chaos wearing beads and incense. Back at the commune, no one wanted to talk about Rishab. A few whispered that it was his choice, his karma. Others just shrugged. The next day, they were back to dancing, as if nothing had happened. Rajiv felt sick. He looked at Sunaina, expecting outrage, sadness, something. But she only said, "We can't save everyone, Rajiv. Everyone has their path." He replied, "You sound like Vikram." Sunaina shot back, "Don't compare me to your corporate ghosts. You came here to let go. Why are you still judging?" He wanted to answer, but his throat closed up. For the first time since he'd met her, she felt like a stranger. That night, he walked down to the beach alone. The firelight from the shacks flickered across the waves, and he could hear faint laughter from the distance. He sat on the sand, clutching a piece of driftwood, and whispered, "Am I in another version of the same prison? Only barefoot?" The sea didn't answer. It only roared louder, as if mocking him. Days later, Sunaina packed up quietly. She didn't look at him when he found her near the gate. He asked, "You're leaving?" She replied, The caravan's moving north. Himachal, maybe. This place is getting heavy. She handed him a folded paper, her handwriting loose and wild. We're all passing clouds, Rajiv. Don't mistake shade for love. He stood frozen as she walked away, her anklets jingling faintly, the sound fading under the surf. He crumpled the note in his hand. Anger, sadness, confusion, they all collided. Everywhere I go, I carry the same storm. That evening the monsoon arrived, full force. Wind howled through the palms. Rain drummed on the tin roofs. The commune flooded, bamboo huts leaking, candles dying out one by one. Rajiv sat outside in the storm, drenched, shaking. Lightning flashed across the sea, illuminating his face, raw, hollow, alive. He wondered aloud, what am I even running from? The thunder answered him like a god laughing. The paradise had dissolved, leaving behind the truth that peace borrowed from the world can vanish the moment the world changes its mood.